To a corporation to get a barbecue turkey sandwich for me and Dad for supper because I went shopping, and it's very good. Rudy's Barbecue. The kids there are always real nice. Usually it's weird. The ones that work in the front really astute and understand exactly what I'm saying and are cognizant of it, and you can tell they're very aware. When I talk to the people in the back, it's kind of a different story, but that happens. You can be in the same building talking to people and saying, you do know money ain't real, and on Homeward Bound, that ain't them dogs and cats real voices, right? Oh yeah, it's funny. Yeah, another one. What are you talking about? Never mind. Okay. We know we're stuck in hell and that money's an invention to keep people in hell when you accept invention over creation, right? That's not hard to, when you explain that to people, it's like, yeah, you still got to go buy a car from this lady to pay your extortion to live here and have two cartoon chilies sitting there doing a thumbs up at you? Are you sure about that? I want to sing I Found Somebody New again. Just kidding. I sat and watched that one from yesterday, and I'm like, damn. Wow. God, the way spirit and prayer works through Earl is just like, wow. Man, that is deep, but very subtle, but very easy to comprehend. Very patient, very kind. A lot of fun, And so you sit there and it's like, well, how the fuck are they not enjoying the Gospels now? Well, the people that are keeping them suppressed with money for genocide operations obviously don't enjoy the Gospels because they're not capable of comprehending them. More than 1 billion recovered for our clients. Fight like hell for your money. That's the only way to fight for money is like hell. I got up from the table, reached down and wiped the tears from her face. I got smashed up bad. They're ruthless bastards, but I can respect that. No, you can't. No, you don't respect it. You're afraid of it. So you hire a lawyer. Be sure to like me on social media. Don't like anything on social media that has anything to do with people getting smashed up bad, fighting like hell over money. I got up from the table, reached down and wiped the tear. The little Chaparro girl, she's cute. Too bad she's dumb as a box of rocks. The little blondie lawyer, she's also cute. Dumb as hell. If I was younger, I'd have a crush on B. Martinez. And she's really sweet and well-intended, but it's like, I wonder if she'd be able to understand what I'm talking about. Yeah. Makes me wonder. Yeah. Dear lady, can you hear the wind blow? And did you know your stairway lies on the whisper? There's Jalen. Yeah, I know. Halfway through that game yesterday, I was thinking, okay, I'm going to talk trash to B tomorrow, and then that happened. You're like, shit. I went all my trash talking to B just right out the damn window, right? I felt for Jalen, man. I was like, that's hard, bro. That's hard. Don't trust your life to no backwoods southern lawyer, because there's bloodstains on their hands, man. They ain't standing up for the Lord's Prayer. They're going to fuck you for money on online gaming everywhere. It sucks. Yeah. Thunderstorms. Yeah, they say tomorrow and then Saturday, and it says Sunday and Monday we have an even better chance of rain. So that makes me hopeful that we get more rain. We've already gotten more this June than we have the last 2 Junes, so that would be very nice. And then if it continues to come in a healthy manner through July, that will be nice for us. So we can, be comfortable until technology has to shift and stop all the shitheads on TV going, okay, they shot down one of our helicopters. We're going to throw a bitch fit and shoot at their water supply and shoot at buildings with little kids in it. Yeah, it's U.S. military, You tell them to stop killing people over money, and they fuck your wife and pass it around on underground chat rooms and have everybody in town laugh at you, and they say, we're even. It's like, no, we're not even. No. I am far superior to you, and it's been this way since, If human beings have been symbiotic on this life anywhere from 100,000 to 10,000 years, it doesn't matter. We're not even since inception, day one. Okay? You're not even. Okay? You're not good enough, okay, to be worthy of my love. Right? You know that. Everybody knows that, right? And then, when I went to Rudy's, there was this guy that was in the military, and he's on the special thing here. And I said, I was like, thanks for. I said, I'm sorry. He looked at me like, what? I said, I'm sorry. And he should know. This is Las Cruces effing fucking New Mexico. Earl lives here. If you're one of the people, enlisted for national and world security, you should know when you come to Las Cruces, Earl lives here. Okay? The guy that administers commands to technology to save children from genocide lives in Las Cruces. He shops at the Walmart in Lowman. If he goes looking for a Chase Lounge at Home Depot, that means he's picking up Rudy's Barbecue on the way home. Which means the people at White Sands set you up, bro. Michael Aquino and Antoine LaVey. We can't get them to do anything they don't want to do. And we can program them like we're programming a video game. And David Rockefeller. They'll gladly kill over me and my grandpa's money and watch you and your Jesus die, Parsons, to the bitter end. You mean to tell me that you think that all the people of military intel and NASA that don't want to stand up for the Lord's Prayer will feel like they're glad mass murdering over money till they get exterminated by their own technology? That's what David Rockefeller and Philip Rothschild were telling me in meditation and prayer in Sierra Vista, Arizona from 2009 all the way till 2011. Yeah. 90 years at the New Syndic Credit Union. They'll gladly kill over me and my grandpa's money and watch you and your Jesus die to the bitter end, Parsons. Really? And this guy will fight for your money for getting sexually exposed because of economics, because you won't live the Lord's Prayer of the Catholic Church. All right. I got up this morning, and while I was having my coffee, a man came in and said I act like a bitch who's a hoe, with tears in his eyes. He said, I've a confession to make. I said, bitch boy, speak what's on your mind. He said, I'll fight for your money, for your lawsuit, for sexual abuse from people that train people over money to make themselves vulnerable to sexual assault through money for you. Okay. Gosh, damn, that's awfully complicated, isn't it? That cute little couple when I was walking into Target, I said, the simplest thing in the world that anybody can do that's in a symbiotic life form through a form of creation is love. And they went, yeah. They both smiled and said, and then we expanded on it and explained it further. When people say, love's complicated, no, that's not true. Those are limericks for money because you have a complicated sex life to pay extortion to live here. Okay, love is not complicated. No. Sex involving money, the world's first profession because it's an invention. Manipulating sex with delusion of invention. Okay. It's complicated. Not really. It's not complicated at all. It just seems complicated because stupid is always doing something to appear intelligent when it's stupid and then be complicated. You see what I'm saying? And so, but love is simple. Forgive, debt, and trespass. Love one, eternal, faithful peace. Right on. I wonder if all the people in Mexico are going to do this when I trend worldwide. And they're all like, yeah. The guy from north of San Ysidro, New Mexico, he loves us. Unfortunately, more than our own biological parents. But fortunately, he does. Why? Well, because he's the focal point of collecting quantum computing technology to save us from genocide over money. So it is fortunate that he loves us more than our parents, because if it was up to our parents, they would probably have you have sex with their drug dealer to get high. It happens in a place called Albuquerque, New Mexico. I'm sure it probably happens in El Paso, Texas, and in Guadalajara, Mexico. I'm quite certain it probably does. I'm certain it does. Okay. I'm what they call a clairvoyant or a telekinetic. It does. Okay. Ding, 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 ding. Our love's in jeopardy, baby. I am quite certain that it happens. And yeah, it might even happen in Deming, New Mexico, or Lander, Wyoming. Okay. Yes. It does. Okay. Yes. That children are forced to have sex with drug dealers because their parents would rather get high. Happens all around the world, same song. That's pathetic. It is, but these guys are making millions of dollars to kick a ball to the back of the net so you can all jump up and down like you just got told that the Messiah is real and saved us with applied physics of the Lord's Prayer for quantum computing to work properly. She's cute though, isn't she? She's so damn adorable. She's cute. She went to Arizona State University, but she did not drop out. Reese Oza went to Arizona State University. He also did not drop out. Lauren Bly also went to Arizona State University and did not drop out. They all got their degrees in, where Mom wanted me to do. Because they have the Marv Albert School of Broadcasting thing, and Mom wanted me to do it. She's like, Earl, you have an essentiality. I understand political correctness real well. That's how I got through Sierra Vista, Arizona. If all those people come in to challenge me, what I talked about with those people at the store, it's just pathetic. They came to challenge me at my job. The people, the couple, the one with the tattoos and the cross, and his beautiful wife with the big brown eyes that were so sweet. And they both had similar sweet brown eyes. A loving gaze that looks at you when you're talking about them loving one another the same way they look at each other when they feel that deep love for one another. It's just gorgeous. It's been weird to me, but it happens more to me with people that are indigenous to here than it does people that migrated. It happens occasionally, but the migrated people give me a look like, oh, okay, yeah, I think I get what you're talking about. The people from here, I know why my mom told me, Earl, you were born here because you'll always be family in New Mexico, and it was my gift to you. And she was right, because the people that are from here, that's why I like Katie's brown eyes and Natty's brown eyes, because you can see your reflection in their beautiful dark eyes when they're looking at you with affection, and it's like, oh, just seeing your smiling beautiful face and seeing that my reflections in your eyes, and that's who you're smiling at. You made my day. Like the little girl, the little baby that smiled at me, and I talked to the sweet couple, or the dad, the son, and the mother. Yeah. Well, it's a couple. It's a couple of people, but they're sweet. Yeah. So it was Earl. I just love people. I can't help myself. Sugar pie, honey bunch. We're all given life by the glory of creation, and I completely just adore people. And shit, I'm tired, man. But, the thing, I talked to that guy, and he was in the military, and it's a military setup. But I told him, no, I was explaining to him about the logistics of linguistics, and that for technology to work properly, the commands have to be proper and have to be validated scientifically. So I'm fixing the technology right now. And he just laughed at me and shook his head and kind of, and I said and told him, I told him thank you for your honesty with me, because he's here in Las Cruces, and I said, I put my hand on his shoulder and I said, I look forward to the day where you're having more barbecues, because I said you're a better father than you are a soldier, okay? Because you obey your orders and follow your commands, so you get to be around people that you love, and you don't get incarcerated. For because if he got up to he said it's what he signed up for. I said, no, you didn't sign up to kill people for money. You signed up because you're a kind person that wants to protect the guilty from the innocent. And you're not doing that right now, and they're using your honor and your integrity against each other, like the two little girls with the pervert who killed the mouse on Stephen King's Imagination, right? With Michael Clark Duncan playing me, right? And I'm not sitting there going, all I want is my money to play myself and my own money so I can live the life I always dreamed of for getting money for playing my life in the movie. And I'm like, no, just forgive debt and trespass, and forgive, love one another, and eternal faithful peace. If I can forgive Lupita for being dumb as a box of rocks, you can too. She sure is cute. She is, but like Megan Thee Stallion and all the rest of them, eventually that face talks, right? And they expect you to listen, right? Oh, well, listen. No. As much as, the nice thing is when they do talk, you don't have Diana Ross playing in your head anymore, Am I really hard to please? So perhaps I have such special needs. I wondered what was wrong with me. My friends all fall so easily. But today I fell in love with someone I hardly know. Did I make myself imagine that she could love me so? Half the words she said to me were missing. No, in the midst of conversation, she looked into my eyes. And all through the conversation, much to my own surprise, half the words she said to me were missing, 'cause my mind was so intent on kissing. I thought it took a little time to learn about, but then they talk. And they say, I have a career growing a pant for my money to, and you're like, and then that whole, you don't focus on kissing no more. You're just like, what? Well, I will love you to the end of time. What are you doing? Praying for the end of time. Thank you. You're funny. I know. But today when I was driving around, they were head fucking with me with my MP3. Right? And I went and did this stuff and other thing, and then I came back and got Chico and the Man, and I'm like, I know she had a crush on Freddie Prinze and Andy Gibb, okay, the Coconuts mom. And I'm like, I'm the most raging heterosexual in the history of heterosexuals in my generation. And, I still have a crush on Freddie Prinze and Andy Gibb because they're charming and attractive and have nice voices. And we all want to be charming and attractive and have nice voices. So the girls that are really cute that dance at the Macy's Day Parade will want to dance with you and then sleep with you and wake up with you and not say, I want to do things with my money that are good things with it. Girl, Laura Sparrow is perfect. Okay, I want to kiss now. Okay, she understands and then starts living it. So she doesn't just agree to say, okay, I'm supposed to be with the guy who's the best, and apparently you're the best, right? Yeah, apparently. And so, but, I sat there and I got mad because I'm like, they're head fucking me again. And then I sat there and I spoke out loud with the technology available to listen. I said, they always had fucking, I really do love you, Jennifer Lynn Lopez, right? One day we are going to meet and we are going to be friends, okay? That's something I'm going to tell the technology. That's, no, make it so. I'm not Jean-Luc Picard. No, I'm way more attractive and I sing better than he does. Okay, and a better athlete, yes. Better dancer too, yes. Sorry, Patrick Stewart, I'm owning that one, and you're going to have to own it too, because we are what we do and we reflect what we are. But you're a Shakespearean actor with an attitude and an ego problem, but if that's what you're working with, I'll work with you, and we can go to the gym and work out and look at all the girls in their tight yoga pants and their nice butts. And then what? Then go home and say, damn, I think I could have been a Shakespearean actor myself. Patrick, what do you think? I have to work on my British accent? Okay, let's work on my British accent. Patrick Stewart. Verily I say unto you, if you speak with a British accent, don't make it kick the beauty out of your real accent to try to sound British. Just be you and talk. How was that, Patrick? Did you enjoy that British accent? Now can I do it in a black guy's voice that the girls, want to have sex with because they think I look like Dr. Dre? Okay, let's see. British accent, Dr. Dre style. I got up from the table. Okay. Let's try that with a British accent. Okay. It's not Dr. Dre. It's a black guy. He don't look like Dr. Dre, no. But he's a handsome fellow and a really nice voice. Free Movement. Go check him out. But British accent singing. The birds darting in and out of the trees, grazing the gas as the gas. Baby, can you dig it? Or a chef. Now that's Everton. I say, how do you have a British accent with a man with a very sensuous voice of a black man? No, Idris Elba doesn't have one. No, it's not as sensuous as the lead singer from the Free Movement on it. He has a nice voice, but it's not that good. It's not Johnny Hartman good, right? It's so bad. I don't know. What we're going to do is we're going to have to take the lead singer from the Free Movement and Friends of Distinction and those two songs, Grazing the Grass is the Gas, Baby, Can You Dig It? And Johnny Hartman, have them be raised in England, with the Nichols, the Macintoshes, and the Eugenes, right? And then they'll go to school, and at school they learn how to speak with a British accent. And then when they have a British accent with that voice, you'll be like, damn, that's a damn nice voice with that British accent, isn't it? Oh my gosh. Oh, the women are creaming their panties just as he opens his mouth and they lose their mind there. Good God, I don't know how, because it's hard. I can't do it. I can speak in Johnny Hartman type vibe, Thanks for calling Southwest Airlines. This is Earl. How can I help you? But that's a man from Iowa with a really deep voice that women think has lots of melanin, right? You funny, I know. But no, seriously, I is. But yeah, I'd still do kind of feel sorry for that guy at Brudy's, because they set him up. And he can't cognitively understand what I said. And he has an occupation that's involved in genocide over money. Okay? And he doesn't think that I can correct technology. And I explained it to him, and he said, no, you'll never be able to fix it because there's too much money in it. And I'm like, okay, the truth of creation cannot correct the lie of invention. You don't think that's tangible. So you think I need money to get quantum computing to understand that money is not valuable, but life is? You really think that? No wonder he has money and will take a job and he signs up to kill people for a paycheck for the government and says that's what I signed up for. And I'm telling him don't. And I'm trying to tell him, you don't have to tell everybody there. You can tell me, okay, I understand, I agree. I hope you're right because I don't want to do this anymore. All right, Bob Dylan, good job. Mom, take these guns, put them in the ground. I just can't do this anymore. Feel like they are knocking on heaven's door. If you can't kill people for money anymore, you're knocking on heaven's door. Bob Dylan nailed it. Randy Crawford sings it better. It's true. Okay. It's Randy Crawford, Joe. Mama, take this badge off of me. I can't use it anymore. It's getting too dark to see. I feel like I'm knocking on heaven's door. And when you don't want to be involved in extortion, exploitation, indoctrination, institutionalization, and incarceration, and you don't want anything to do with it anymore, and you want to be saved by the truth of the Messiah, you are knocking on heaven's door, y'all. Thanks, Jennifer Lopez. That worked out good. I told you we were going to be friends. We are going to be friends. We're going to be friends. Let's just stick with that. I don't need any pressure on me to try to do Terror Tai Chi, so I'm feel secure enough to play swap, spit, and licky face with you. All right, Mr. Torres. Mr. Sanchez. Play swap, spit, and licky face. He was always trying to get us to not be raging hormone teenagers. And he would say that, swap, spit, and licky faces. It's fun, and it is, Leo. Me and Jeff would be in the back, swap, spit, and licky face. It don't get much better than that, right? And then he's all like, and then he goes, when I lined up in the military, lined up with all these horrible-looking naked bodies, they had us line up in the things. We got our physicals. It's like, yes, I totally agree. I hated taking showers in the military and in gym class, yeah. But if you put me in the girls' locker room, it'd be like, okay, guys, I'm 15 in Colville Junior High. I will be able to make sure that you're all menstruating. Okay, you will all have a happy ending. I will not stop until I'm done. It's don't mess with the Zohan time, right? If you were in the Navy and they were all naked, you'd have to sit there. No, I'm like King David. I got to make sure they all get their happy ending. Somebody put me in this locker room and we're all naked and in the shower. Even Miss Ballbreaker, her name is Parsons. Did you know that? Yeah. Okay, but her too. Because we can't live without women. And if women are prostitutes and getting fucked by a bunch of men that act like bitches, doesn't the man like King David need to make sure that all women know what it's like to be loved by a real man? Or you could all just stand up for the Lord's Prayer with me, and then that would sure save me a lot of having to do terror tai chi to try to feel like I can measure up to the sexual fantasies of a American Idol judge. Former American Idol judge. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'll be here until further notice. Thank you very much. Thank you. That's funny. I know it's funny, guys. But yeah, because the title of this video is basically has nothing to do with money, and it's all about me. And it has everything to do with me. And it's true. Well, after they kidnapped the kids, I went walking down Lopez Road. I looked up in the air, which means I was talking to the satellites. And they were recording my private conversation with Jesus Christ. And I said, Jesus, let my enemies be revealed to me. I was right before the kids were kidnapped. Let my enemies be revealed to me right now and make it as loving as humanly possible. Okay. I said the exact right things I needed to say to get the quantum computing going in the right direction to perform the apocalypse. They misinterpret the apocalypse. The apocalypse is the restoration of the ways of the apostles, which is perfect thoughts, words, and action for life of sacrifice for human beings to exist together, not coexist. Okay, there's no such thing as, quote, coexisting. That's what we're doing now, and we're on the brink of extinction. Coexisting does not work. Exist. Okay? You don't coexist. You can't be living in a world where one person says, I have all the money, and I'll kill everybody who tries to take it from me, and I tell everybody to give it to me. Now go make it. And it's like, make money? It's a batshit crazy ass motherfucker, ain't it? Yes, it is. So you're coexisting, but existence is constantly at risk because you're coexisting, because this person has negated existence with invention and puts us all existence at risk through coexisting. So the only way to exist is through the way, the truth, and the life. I happen to be the way, the truth, and life. And that one little girl at Target, Jesus Christ is King. I understand that, and I agree, and I agreed with her. But you're going to have to live me if you want to live in the kingdom. No, I don't. Okay, how many people do you know that say Jesus Christ is King, vote for president, and mass murder over money? Okay, that's awfully confusing for quantum computing. Okay, I'm the guy from the book of Revelation that is the eternal spirit of the Father through Adam, Moses, David, Jesus, John. You can say Jesus Christ is King, but if you vote for president and the president mass murders people over money, you really think I can keep you safe from drones and robotics technologies when drones and robotics technologies are being manipulated by people for it to follow commands to kill the people that are a threat to the planet and species because they won't obey the perfect commands of the living Christ? Okay, you can say Jesus is King, but if you're not living his commands, and I'm the living example of his commands, you better. I'm not asking you to bow down and worship me. I'm asking you to worship with me. You don't have to bow down to do it. You just have to be humble. Right? Okay. Woo! Earl, cool. Earl is the coolest, man. I'm more cool than Ted Neely. I'm more cool than Ted Neely with the guys pretending to be the Sadducees and the Pharisees in Israel all those years ago back in the 70s, making a crazy-ass movie dressed up in funky clothes they didn't have back then, funky Cold Medina clothes for Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice musicals and shit. Oh, Jesus is cool. Christ is cool. Yeah. Even when he whooped everybody's ass and ran them out of Solomon's temple, it was still cool. He went and he made that wimp. He walked in, ripped him right around the legs. Wham, bam, picked up their swords and said, you feel like dying for idolatry today? This is against my religion, and you are apostate in the temple of my father, My father David, my father David, my father Solomon, get out. And the Romans got out. A week later, they put a purple robe on him and a crown of thorns on his head and into his temple. And then they mocked him. Then they had a guy that he volunteered to stand there and let him beat him with shell whips. And then they had to put a diaper on him because they beat him so much that he could not control his bowel movements or his urinary tract movements. And then they made fun of him and said he was like a baby. Yeah. 1 week before, he took a whip, put it in his face and said, you need to get out of this temple. You're desecrating our true religion, and this causes prostitution for women, which is, basically taking a mother and saying, here, you're a fentanyl addict. Have your 7-year-old have sex with that man that brought it to you. That's what you're doing. Get out of here. Okay? And then the next week, because he couldn't perform a bloody revolt to teach the religion of David and Solomon, they all mocked him and beat the hell out of his physical body so he could trap the Roman Empire in hell eternally and be the standard for the kingdom of heaven. And none shall enter the kingdom of heaven except through the thoughts, words, and actions of a living Messiah. I happen to be a living Messiah. Of course, you're just looking at my Space Ghost right on this. This ain't really me. This is a computer image of the replication of me then, okay? But not now. Because now is you watching the reflection of me then, and then living your now, which is now then. It's Judah Krishnamurti. He's really cool. Yeah, he explains it to people. It's just basically telling you that when you understand truth from lie and you understand sin, don't accept sin and condemn yourself to hell and deny yourself living the truth of heaven and the truthful love of having another moment. I can't wait another minute, not one more minute for your love, right? Got a few loose ends to tie up, but once I do, we'll be living in the kingdom of heaven. And money has nothing to do with it, but it's got everything to do with me, right? Like my boy Jay Sly, What I sound like doesn't matter. What matters is me. Just remember you're free. Okay, guys, I love you, all right? Peace.